All right.
Action.
So, introduce yourself.
My name is Sam. I live in West Valley. That's all I can think of to introduce myself with.
Okay.
Okay.
So, how did you get into punk?
Oh man. um, I like to tell people that my dad peaked in the '90s, and so I kind of grew up on a lot of grunge and like SoCal, like third wave punk, and so I had always kind of been exposed to it. But I was unfortunately one of the 2020 quarantine punks, I think. And I definitely got a little bit radicalized by listening to Rage Against the Machine's first album religiously for like 3 weeks. So that's probably where it all started.
So, you say your dad peaked in the 90s. Is your dad by chance Bojack Horseman?
Yes, actually. How did you know? I love how professional you were about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
how would you define punk?
Ah, as as we were talking about before a little bit, it's kind of really hard to define it as like a wide scale thing because it's punk has kind of always been categorized by not fitting into a label. And so if anything, I would say it's like where everybody who doesn't fit into like goth or I guess like regular or any other alternative or majority subculture, they kind of all just fall into punk one way or another. Um, it's a music based subculture, so a lot of it is a lot of the what are you doing over here? A lot of the like social aspects of it come from like going to concerts and doing music and like showing off your love for your favorite bands and everything that are in there and making your own music. So it's really heavily influenced by that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be entirely based on that. If that makes sense.
Yes.
We've got a different definition now.
So, you said Rage Against the Machine influenced you. Who are some other influences?
Who are theirs? MC5.
I meant who are your other
Who are
influences?
okay, I was like, I actually know this. No,
That's cool to know as well.
yeah, I love MC5. Everybody's favorite band was MC5. But some of my do you mean like musical influences or like personal value influences?
Personal value.
I really like everything Tim Timebomb has done. So like Rancid, Operation Ivy, and his own like standalone stuff. Um, I like the idea that a lot of their music, how it centers around like unity and taking care of your body, because they are straight edge, which is a whole other discussion to have. But I like that element of like still taking care of yourself, even though there is a huge like drug culture and violence culture within punk music. Um, I like Rage because they're really angry, and they a lot of like if not most of their shows are usually like charity events, and so a lot of the earnings taken from like ticket sales and stuff like that will go to whatever cause they're thinking of supporting that day or that show. Uh, I grew up listening to Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, so there's like the satirical aspect of it that I really like. And I really like how Dead Kennedys makes fun of all of that pretty much. And how they make fun of the government a lot because the government is ridiculous. So those are some of my influences.
Nice. What are some misconceptions about the punk community?
That everybody's a criminal and wants to fight and is a Nazi. I think those are three big ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I won't lie and say there isn't like a white supremacy issue with punk, but it's to a point where I feel like a lot of people are aware of it and can notice dog whistles and stuff like that, so it's at least a little bit more controlled than it has been before. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people assume that it's just like a bunch of like pissed off teenagers who don't want to listen to their parents and don't want to go to school and whatever, when it's usually a lot deeper than that, and it's inherently political. So a lot of people are all coming together just because they have the same like social opinions and like the same music. And I don't know, punks are nice. Like that's another thing. Like some of the nicest people I've ever met dress really scary like that. And so most punks are willing to like help out and want to be a part of their community and be really really supportive, even though they look like they want to beat the shit out of you if you make eye contact with them. That's what I'd say.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
Now we beat the shit out of him.